What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare 3. I got to be honest with you guys. I do have a few concerns right now that kind of worry me about the future of everything that's going on within Modern Warfare 3. But at the same exact time, if these things do not occur, I can confidently say and agree that I think skill-based matchmaking will improve tremendously over the course of the next year, maybe even a couple years in the future. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you do enjoy what you hear today, and want to hear some more content involving around Modern Warfare 3, we do indeed post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. So of course, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And lastly, we do go ahead and stream pretty much daily as well over on Kick. So if you guys are interested in any of my streams and you want to participate in our open lobbies that we pretty much host daily, then by all means tune to the stream. I got a link to that down in the description of this video. And like I said, if you do want to participate in the open lobbies, just type in my ID in the chat. You can add me up whenever you want. I pretty much add everybody, and you can hop in if you see an open spot. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I thought today's video was extremely important to go ahead and put out. I have some negatives for you guys, and at the same time, I have a decent amount of positives as well regarding skill-based matchmaking. Now, first and foremost, the reason that I am a tad bit worried, and the reason why I want to go ahead and put this video out regardless, is because today marks 2 weeks since Call of Duty basically announced that they're going to go ahead and discuss things with skill-based matchmaking. They claimed that over the course of the upcoming, handful of weeks, they're going to go ahead and bit by bit, piece by piece, discuss more and more about skill-based matchmaking. And honestly, I was extremely excited about this, but still, no words have been heard yet. And again, I wanted to give them a little bit of time, I was going to make a video a little bit earlier, a week in, but I didn't want to. I wanted to give them at least a couple of weeks. And of course, with my luck, they'll probably go ahead and discuss something today when this video goes live, because I do indeed go ahead and record all my videos the day before. But at this current moment, not a peep, not even a single thing, no information on any dates that they'll be talking about stuff, no, little hints here and there, no devs coming out and discussing things, just complete radio silence. And this worries me for a handful of reasons. One, it worries me because I'm starting to think that they're really trying to formulate something behind the scenes to scheme over the community. They're trying to word this perfectly instead of just coming out and blatantly telling us how it is, what it does. You would think that it wouldn't be too complex, right? It wouldn't take weeks to formulate something to discuss with us. You could probably do it within the first couple of weeks and just throw bits and pieces at us over time. But instead, it's nothing. It's almost like they're trying to put together the most perfect essay ever. They're trying to get an A++ on this essay, so they're making sure every word is correct. Everything that they're saying is on point. And honestly, I'll be lying to you guys if I said I wasn't worried about this overall situation here and how they're handling it. If you've been watching my channel for a little while now, you know personally I really enjoy what Sledgehammer's doing here with Modern Warfare 3 and how they're handling the communication with their community. They've been doing a fantastic job, but this is out of Sledgehammer's grasp. And if they are the ones who are going to go ahead and present skill-based matchmaking, you best believe that Bobby Kotick, who is still working with Microsoft right now, he doesn't leave until January, is right there with them, probably typing up an essay for them to read word by word on a whole overall script. And again, it's not going to be genuine, and it's not going to satisfy our needs. This is above the developers. This is the publishers. They're going to try to do their best to make sure that we don't see what the behind the scenes, info really is. And the reason, too, that I'm still a tad bit stressed is I'm starting to also believe, it's either they are trying to get the best essay in the world out to us, or they're just trying to completely ignore it and shrug it off. They have done this time and time and time again. And I want to even throw this up as a possibility if they never did this before. But they do it with pretty much every single game. There's always something promised. There's always something that should be given to the community. And they don't even acknowledge it. And 9 times out of 10, the community just completely forgets about it. Every single time, the community doesn't discuss anything. They don't talk about these forgotten features. They just poof into the abyss. And the developers and the publishers, they never have anything to say about it because they don't have to. Nobody ever gives any fight back for it. And I'm worried that the same thing is going to happen here when it comes to skill-based matchmaking. They heard the, people getting riled up. Everybody was getting annoyed. And they said, okay, let's shut them up real quick. We'll say we will, quote unquote, address skill-based matchmaking. That will satisfy them enough. And then eventually everybody will just, either stop playing the game because they're aggravated enough, or, they will just completely forget about the skill-based matchmaking, deal altogether, like they did with Black Ops Cold War, for example. You guys remember that game where we spent weeks on top of weeks on top of weeks complaining and just really being annoyed with skill-based matchmaking, and then eventually it just phased away. Nobody even discussed it anymore. Yeah, I'm starting to think they're going to try to do the same exact thing here with Modern Warfare 3. They give us a little note, a little hope, to basically just make us quiet. And then they move on with their day and forget it even happened in the first place. But enough of being negative, because there are some positives that can come out of this. I saw a post from the Ghost of Hope, and honestly, I really do agree with him. I think that this is a fantastic point being made here. But he put up a post on Twitter saying, I don't think Call of Duty will be addressing skill-based matchmaking and how it works if they weren't going to end up changing things about how it works. I think what was once a successful system for them has become a detriment. I expect changes to weaken its effect on players in the future. And honestly, I agree with the Ghost of Hope here. You know, a lot of people out there do not enjoy skill-based matchmaking. It's not just competitive players. It's people working a 9 to 5. It's your casuals. People have negative KDs, average KDs, above average KDs. Everybody across the board I see is complaining about the matchmaking within this game, just saying that the casual playlist is too sweaty. You're supposed to be playing casually, but the experience is never that. You know, there has to be something going on behind the scenes that is not working out for them anymore. You know, during 2019, when they first introduced the matchmaking system, that was during the beginning of COVID. More than half the population of this freaking world was locked inside their house. So they didn't have an option. You know, they were just playing the games. But now that everything's back up and running and people can go and live their lives and touch grass, nobody has to force themselves through the, skill-based matchmaking. Nobody has to deal with it. If they don't like it, they don't like it, and they can leave. And I'm starting to feel that these, effects are actually kicking in now. You know, the more and more and more that Call of Duty goes on, the more and more people start complaining that casual gameplay is no longer existent within COD. And then the other point that the Ghost of Hope pointed out in his little post there, talking about how they wouldn't address it if they weren't planning on changing it. Honestly, that's a really good point. Again, like I said, I made the argument that they just addressed it so we can shut up. But the Ghost of Hope's point is still extremely valid here. Why would they go into detail? Why would they dissect the matchmaking if they weren't actually going to go ahead and adjust it, if they weren't going to, mess with it? If it's in a perfect spot and it's not affecting anything and it's only giving them more money, then why would they even talk about it in the first place? Up until this very current date, until, we got that post a couple of weeks ago discussing that we're going to talk a little bit more about skill-based matchmaking, the only thing we have ever heard was from Michael Condrey once he got removed from Sledgehammer Games when he came out and said that it's not their fault and it's the publisher's fault. That's the only time we ever got any information about the matchmaking or any discussion or any acknowledgement about skill-based matchmaking within COD. Other than that, it's a complete taboo topic, and nobody in the world wants to go ahead and discuss it in the development scene. Of course, all of us, we discuss all the time. But within the actual game scene, nobody. Honestly, I was concerned that people might even lose their job if they go ahead and discuss skill-based matchmaking. And it's funny because, if you guys remember, just a little while ago when they were doing that Reddit post where they were trying to do the, the Q&A on Reddit, they weren't allowed to talk about skill-based matchmaking. And then they did a live interview with a streamer, and they actually told the streamer ahead of time that there cannot be any skill-based matchmaking questions or he'll get in massive trouble. They are so hypersensitive about it. And then out of nowhere now, we are going to go ahead and be more open about these things. Again, that kind of further proves my personal point that maybe they are trying to develop something very smart behind the scenes to finesse the community because, why would they hold it back from an interview and hold it back from a Q&A just to, basically a month later say that they're going to come out and discuss everything with us? Are they, trying? Have they been prepping this for months and months and months ahead of time? Has this been something that they've been doing for a while now? But honestly, back to I don't want to be completely negative. Like I said, back to the positives. If they were to go ahead and discuss skill-based matchmaking, honestly, it would only be logical for them to go ahead and fix the skill-based matchmaking because they know once they open the gates, it's over. The community will have access to the similar knowledge, depending on how much knowledge they're willing to give us. And that means the community will not shut up. Let's be honest here. If the community will not shut up now when they don't have any official information, do you think that they're going to shut up once they have all of the information? Especially if it's information that doesn't line up with their own perspective as well. If they try to pull one over on us or they try to, say something that doesn't make any sense, do you think the community is going to, like I said, shut up? And if they give us good information, really detailed stuff that explains everything, once again, do you think the community will shut up with that information given to them? And then they don't do anything afterwards to resolve it. No, the community is going to force them at that point to go ahead and resolve it. So again, I could see both sides of the picture here. I can see the negatives. I could see where they're trying to finesse one over on us. But at the same time, I could see the positives. I could see that, if they do come out and really discuss these things, it might be more negative for them to not adjust things afterwards. It might be more bad backlash than good backlash at that point. So, again, I'm going to leave it to you guys down in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do you think that Sledgehammer and Call of Duty are going to come out and discuss this, or do you think they're trying to finesse us and they're going to just ignore us about this stuff? And if they do come out and give us any information, do you think it's going to be really detailed stuff, or do you think it's just going to be half-assed information? But of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And last but not least, we do stream pretty much daily over on Kick, so if you guys want to check that out, I got a link to that as well as all my other socials down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.